Thank you. Welcome to the Brother Ameer Hour.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. It's your brother, Ameer Yusuf, here to inform you about what the original black man and original black woman in America went through here in America for 400 years. See, what America calls slavery is really not slavery. It was worse than slavery. It was horror. So we label it the Horrorcust, which was a nightmare for the original black man and original black woman in America. And we're here in America, brothers and sisters, on a temporary stay. We must be aware that our half brothers that occupy Saudi Arabia sold us into slavery to them devils who control us and rule us right here in America, brothers and sisters. And our half brothers that sold us into slavery that occupies our land currently, they go by the name of Ishmael. Yes, Ishmael. They are our half brothers, brothers and sisters. Now, to give you the supreme wisdom lessons on these devils that we are currently dealing with here in America, we have to ask ourselves, so we have a clear understanding, what is a devil? Well, the lessons states that a devil is a grafted man which is made weak and wicked, or any grafted live germ from the original is a devil, brothers and sisters. The lessons also states, can you reform the devil? And the lessons says no. All the prophets have tried to reform him, the devil, but were unable. So they have agreed that it cannot be done unless we graft him back to the original man, which takes 600 years. So instead of losing time grafting him back, they decided to take him off the planet, who numbers only 1 to every 11 original people. See, the original black man and the original black woman right here in America, we have to look at how did we arrive in America and came to America. Well, we arrived here in America in 1555, and it took them devils 64 years to break us down into slaves, brothers and sisters. The 400-year time period lasted from 1619 to 2019. First off, brothers and sisters, we have to understand that we are our ancestors and our ancestors are us, meaning we have always been here. We are currently here in America in a different form of our ancestors, brothers and sisters. We have always endured the horror of what our ancestors have endured right here in America. We are now taking on a new form. And our present bodies. But that horror is still with us to this very day as I speak, brothers and sisters. That takes us to the Horrorcust, brothers and sisters, as revealed in Genesis chapter 15, verse 12 through 17. the process that put us under extreme pressure that transformed us into who we are to this very day. And it transformed us into diamonds, brothers and sisters. Yes. So to this very day, we are diamonds. We have been transformed, brothers and sisters. So let's get right into Genesis chapter 15, verse 12 through 17. Verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. Now, who is Abram, might you ask, brothers and sisters? Well, Abram is our father, which his name is really Abraham. But why does the scripture refers to him as Abram? I'm going to give you some insight, brothers and sisters. So they said the original black man and original black woman right here in America was to be cursed, black Ham, to be slaves forever and ever and ever. But that is a lie, brothers and sisters. We're just the lost seed of Abraham, which they said was cursed black Ham to be slaves forever and ever. So if you put the lost seed that they said was to be cursed black Ham to be slaves forever and ever with Abram, that gives you Abraham, brothers and sisters. Meaning that the original black man and the original black woman right here in America are the true seed of Abraham. We are just a lost seed in the land which they call America that is not ours. Because as I said at the beginning, brothers and sisters, we are here in America on a temporary stay. Due to the fact this is not our land, brothers and sisters. So let's get back into the scriptures. And lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. What was that horror of great darkness that fell upon our father Abraham, brothers and sisters? Well, he seen that his seed will be tortured, afflicted, chastised, sodomized, burned, lynched, raped, butt broken. Our children's will be used as alligator bait to be fed to the alligators, brothers and sisters. He's seen all of that, brothers and sisters. He's seen all of the harsh treatments that we will receive and endure at the hands of them devils right here in America, brothers and sisters. That was the horror of great darkness that fell upon him. Back into the scriptures. Verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. See, brothers and sisters, America is not our land. We don't belong in America. We are strangers here in America, brothers and sisters. We are prisoners here in America. We are held as captives here in America. Back into the scriptures. And shall serve them. Who are them? Well, the scriptures are referring to them devils, brothers and sisters. When it says, and shall serve them, they mean the original black man and original black woman right here in America has been serving them devils. And they shall afflict them 400 years. See, brothers and sisters, from 1619 to 2019, them devils have been afflicting us, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. See, they've been torturing us, afflicting us, lynching us, doing all the cruel things you can think of to us right here in the Northern American wilderness, brothers and sisters. Yes, that's exactly what these devils have been doing to us, brothers and sisters. Let's get back into the scriptures. And also, that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. So what is the scriptures referring to when they say also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge? Well, that nation is America, brothers and sisters. And America is currently under judgment, brothers and sisters. Yes, America is currently under judgment. We see all the things that are happening currently to America as I speak, brothers and sisters. And afterward shall they come out with great substance. What is that great substance, brothers and sisters, that we're going to come out of America with? Because this is not our land, brothers and sisters. We're here on a temporary stay, as I stated at the beginning. So what is that great substance we're going to come out with? Well, that great substance, it's our new minds, brothers and sisters. Yes, because we've been given the minds of them damn devils, brothers and sisters. We have their mindset. We think like them. So we're going to need a new mind, brothers and sisters, because we have lost our minds right here in this so-called American dream, which is the gravitational vortex that's been eating our minds alive on a day-to-day basis, brothers and sisters, with all these many distractions that are here set in place in the gravitational vortex, which they call the American dream. See, when you're in a dream, you're asleep, brothers and sisters, and that's what they want. They want us to be asleep. They want us to be dumb, deaf, dead to the knowledge of self, and blind to the fact of what is really taking place right here in America, brothers and sisters. So they put us asleep under their spell, under their mindsets, which is entitled The American Dream, brothers and sisters. See, the American dream is a dream. It's not a vision. Because the people with a vision, they know where they're headed. They know where they are going. And America made sure they put us asleep, brothers and sisters. Because they know people without a vision perish. But when you're stuck asleep in a dream, you're having fun. You ignore what is really taking place. You ignore the fact that America has a trap set to destroy the original black man and original black woman right here in America. You ignore that fact because the American dream has so many different outlets of distractions to keep you distracted. As I said, brothers and sisters, they want you to remain asleep. They don't want you to wake up out of that dream they have you hypnotized in, brothers and sisters. Back into the scriptures. Verse 15. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. See, brothers and sisters, we're going home, brothers and sisters. We're going home nice and strong. We're returning home to our promised land. And our promised land is Arabia, brothers and sisters. Verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. Now, brothers and sisters, this means that this has not happened yet. So don't let these pastors and preachers and that lying son of a devil Farrakhan trick you out of returning back home to your promised land, which is Arabia, brothers and sisters. Because they're doing any and everything they can to prevent the fulfillment of the Abrahamic covenant, brothers and sisters. Oh yes, they are against you. They are your direct enemy. And they are also your hidden enemies, if you're not aware of who they are, brothers and sisters. So let's get back into the scriptures. Verse 17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down, and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace, and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. See, brothers and sisters, Genesis chapter 15, verse 18 reveals that the original black man and original black woman in America, we have a vision, brothers and sisters. And our vision is the Abrahamic covenant, brothers and sisters. Yes, our vision is the Abrahamic covenant. See, as I said earlier, people without a vision will perish, family. It is our time to rise up, brothers and sisters, and prepare to fulfill the Abrahamic covenant and return home to our promised land, Arabia. So let's see what Genesis chapter 15, verse 18 reveals. Verse 18. In that day, God made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Now, if you take a look on the map, brothers and sisters, that land, as described in Genesis chapter 15, verse 18, is Arabia, brothers and sisters. That is our land. America is not our land. We are here as sojourners on a temporary stay. And now it's time to prepare to get ready to exit America and return home, brothers and sisters. We don't want to have nothing to do with America moving forward, brothers and sisters. See, America calls what we went through slavery, but it was much more than what they make it seem to be. We went through an outstanding amount of horror. See, America used the term capitalism and slavery to cover up how they tortured and afflicted us for 400 years here in America. America used the term slavery to whitewash what we really went through as a nation inside of a nation called America. They used the term slavery to make it seem as if our experience was not a horrible experience. Being under extreme pressure transformed us into diamonds, brothers and sisters. But that doesn't hide the fact that it was an experience that no other nation on the planet Earth had to endure. So no one would really understand the horror and nightmare of constant pain we as a nation went through. The original black man and original black woman in America has to understand that diamonds are formed under pressure. And what we endured here in America at the hands of the devils transformed us into the diamonds under all the pressures and horrors we suffer from right here in America, brothers and sisters. That takes us to how our nation, the original black man and original black woman, submitted to these devils as revealed in Genesis chapter 22, verse 18. So let's see what Genesis chapter 22, verse 18 reveals. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. See, the The original black man and original black woman made a choice to submit to these devils. And that choice had to do with the fact we obeyed God's voice. The original black man and original black woman in America are the reason why all the other nations on the earth has been blessed. And we are also the reason why the world is not in total chaos and anarchy, due to we submitted to these devils to keep that from happening, brothers and sisters. That takes us to capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system based on private ownership of the means of production and their operation for profit. It features competitive markets, voluntary exchange, and a price system determined by supply and demand, with minimal government intervention. Key actors include individuals and corporations seeking to maximize profit. The capitalist system we suffer from starts with the wealthy elites at the top, brothers and sisters, and they are considered the puppet masters who pull the strings to all that are under them. Then right up under them is the power structures and influencers that support them, and they also push their agendas into action. The power structures and influencers are in power to manipulate us into doing what the wealthy elites want us to do, as they are controlled by the wealthy elites. See, the wealthy elites and the power structures who influence us has us, the original black man and original black woman in America, supporting their agenda, brothers and sisters, and producing everything that they want and need. And they're producing it out of our energy. So they sit at the top and manipulate us and use and abuse us and our energy while they sit back and control everyone under them, brothers and sisters. See, they have an agenda to fulfill by manipulating our energy to do so. In the modern day, they referred to the middle class citizens as the folks who supported their agendas by keeping the wealthy elites wealthy. Then at the very bottom, you have the subjugated population. See, the subjugated population primarily supports wealthy elites by providing the labor, consumption, and social stability needed to generate and maintain wealth. This relationship, often described as exploitative or a system of extraction, meaning they're exploiting us, brothers and sisters, which allows a small elite to accumulate a disproportionate share of global wealth, while the majority lives on a fraction of what they produce. That's exactly what's going on, brothers and sisters. See, capitalism by definition is slavery, which is maximum profit, minimal overhead. See, slavery is a system where one person is owned, controlled, and forced to work by another, treating human beings as property and depriving them of liberty. It involves forced labor and the loss of personal rights, often for economic gain. In other words, the original black man and original black woman right here in America are the products of America that made America wealthy, as we are the gold and the silver creating America's wealth, brothers and sisters. And they're using our energy to create their wealth. See, America receives maximum profit from the original black man and original black woman's labor, as they gain it all from the blood, sweat, and tears off of our backs. And the minimal overhead was used to keep the original black man and original black woman in America alive, just to keep us working and producing everything that America needs to be America, brothers and sisters. See, brothers and sisters, we don't want no control of America at all. That is not our agenda. We want our own land and to have full control of ourselves. That's exactly what we want. And total separation from America and these devils. We do have a land that is promised to us, which is revealed in Genesis chapter 15, verse 18, which states, "In that day God made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates." And that land is Arabia, brothers and sisters. That's our promised land. See, brothers and sisters, this is our birthright, our promised land, Arabia. And it's our reward for going through the 400 years of being tortured and afflicted right here in America at the hands of these devils. So we do have a vision, brothers and sisters. And our vision is the Abrahamic covenant, which is to return home to our promised land, Arabia, which is a direct promise from God. So, if we have a birthright, which is our reward for going through the 400 years of the Horrorcust, why would we want to have any parts or anything to do with America, brothers and sisters? Have we ever sat down and really asked ourselves that? We have a direct promise from God. So we can't sit back and call God a liar, saying that the promise is not going to happen, because everything's being prepared for us right now. And everything's going to fall into place, brothers and sisters, so we can return home to our promised land, which is Arabia. And we have to ask ourselves, why would we want to stay in the land of our imprisonment, brothers and sisters? Yeah, it sounds good because we're asleep and we think we're enjoying this deep sleep, which they have us hypnotized into a dream, which is called the American dream. But this American dream is really the gravitational vortex that's tearing us apart and eating us alive on a day-to-day basis, brothers and sisters. As I stated earlier, America is manipulating and using and abusing our energy, brothers and sisters. That's our true currency, our energy. But they try to say, hey, you come work for us and we'll give you some false currency, which is their money that they print up, brothers and sisters. Yes, they print it. And we all know how a printer works. You can print as much money as you want, but you can't print our energy. So let's think about that. Our energy comes and goes, brothers and sisters. We need to sleep. We need to rest to gain our energy back. But they can keep the print press running 24/7. And that outweighs our energy, because the print press could keep printing up money, printing it and printing it and printing it. But our energy, we can only go so long before we need to be energized and recharge ourselves to keep working. So we have to ask ourselves, why would we want to live in captivity too, brothers and sisters? Why would we want to live around our oppressors? Why would we want to be in a land that is not ours, that does not belong to us, where we have no freedom? We have to ask ourselves, these things, brothers and sisters. It's time to let America and the American dream go, brothers and sisters, as we prepare ourselves to step into the next level of our lives as we evolve. And that level awaits us as we prepare to exit America and to return back home to our promised land, Arabia. So we're going home, brothers and sisters. No more of this American dream. We have a covenant to fulfill, brothers and sisters, as the scripture states. So here is some hindsight to give you some foresight on why we need to get the hell out of America. America has us working in the fields day and night, night and day, brothers and sisters, with overseers, which in this day and age, we don't work in the fields anymore, picking cotton. They have us working in factories, brothers and sisters. And at the factories, they give us a so-called job. And at this job, we have overseers too, just like we had in the cotton fields. And they give these overseers at the factories the title as supervisors, meaning they will watch over us and push us hard to work to ensure they make maximum profit and to make sure we are producing and fulfilling their workloads on a daily basis. And in return, we are paid way less than what we produce for them. This process is called minimal overhead, brothers and sisters, making us do all the work and we don't really gain anything in return. But the factories, they do. See, brothers and sisters, as I was saying, we do all the work, which makes them all the profit, and they would harass us while we are working for them, forcing us into fear, so we would work harder and produce more and more, even though we did the hard work to produce more for them. They still treated us in a horrible manner and made sure that the overhead was always low. They didn't care about us. They didn't care about the physical shape we was in at all, brothers and sisters, or the conditions that we had to work in at all. They used certain methods to install fear into us, to keep us working and following their guidelines. They never compensated us for what we produced for them. That goes to show they have been manipulating and exploiting us for the longest. See, brothers and sisters, when we were in the cotton fields, they had our young children in the fields working. So they never received a sense of childhood due to they were considered adults at an early age. They will be put to work soon as they were able to work, meaning they were able to talk and walk. And in some cases, sooner than that. That was the life of a young, original black child living as a slave, brothers and sisters. So let's never forget they had our children working as slaves, brothers and sisters. And they missed out on the concept of what it meant to be a child. So from birth into early childhood, they were already considered adults, working as adults, brothers and sisters. And see, if we did not produce in the cotton fields for massa, or talk back, and or look at them devils wrong, they would beat us in a harsh way. with their whips. And then after the beating, they will put us back to work with no medical attention, brothers and sisters. So we will have to work in pain while bleeding and suffering in pain. While picking cotton, our hands would be bloody and blistered up from the thorns on the cotton plants and or the cotton bushes. And this is something to think about also, brothers and sisters. While the women was at work in the fields, the overseers on their horses or on foot will come up to the women and rape them while they were picking cotton. And the men and children couldn't say nothing about it or would be killed or beaten by the overseer. This was an experience of horror for a woman. So that's why we use the term Horrorcust instead of the whitewash term they try to label it as under slavery. So it can appear not so bad of an experience. And they can cover up what they did by placing terms over our experience. But they didn't experience what we experienced. So how could they label it, brothers and sisters? Not to mention, after a hard days of work in the field, we would have to return to horrible living conditions. All of us will be subjected to small confined spaces, basically living on top of one another, in the dirt and on the hard floors. We would live in small cabins and or outside. We would not have the basic necessities to sustain ourselves, brothers and sisters. No fireplace to keep us warm in the cold of the night. We was basically trapped in a cabin or outside, and we had to keep ourselves warm, brothers and sisters. They had us basically living like animals. And see, the animals were fed better than us due to we was fed the leftovers from the animals, meaning we ate the animal scraps. That's if we ate it all, brothers and sisters. We was given unclean drinking water that eventually made us sick with upset stomachs. And see, we hardly had the proper clothing to wear in the fields. We had no heat to keep us warm, as I stated earlier, in the cold nights. So we were basically freezing each and every night, brothers and sisters. And that put us also in a state of horror. And it would lead to us becoming sick, brothers and sisters. And that sickness would spread. And see, there were always cruel punishments for us making mistakes and or punishments for not producing enough in the cotton fields. These punishments, brothers and sisters, would vary depending on what the slave master would want to do to us, brothers and sisters, if we didn't pick enough cotton, if we didn't fulfill the quotas. And see, they had their methods, brothers and sisters, to make a slave and to break a slave. And they had this certain method called the Willie Lynch method. They brought all the slaves out together to demonstrate this method to ensure everyone knew what will happen to a disobedient slave. A short speech given by a slave owner in which he tells other slave masters that he has discovered the secret to controlling slaves by putting them against one another, a basic form of control. So they got the biggest and baddest slave, and put him in front of all the other slaves to prove who was the man. If all the slaves seen the toughest and biggest and baddest slave be broken down, they would then understand that the slave owner, which was a slave master, was the man, and he must be feared at all times. That is where the term the man came from. It was a control technique to enforce fear into slaves, brothers and sisters. And see, this method was that they place a slave on the ground and tie his legs to a horse. And then they would tie his arms to another horse. And then one slave would be in the middle. And they would make the horses run in opposite directions. And by this, that would dismember the body of a slave that was tied up to each horse. See, the slave owners made sure all the slaves watched this method. This method was to frighten and install fear into the slaves as a form of control, to let it be known to all of them, if they don't follow master's rules and regulations, this would be their punishment. The slave owners would also have the male slaves fighting one another for their entertainment. See, we did not have the right to marriage also, brothers and sisters. We did it anyways in secret. That was the whole concept of jumping the broom. We had no rights at all, brothers and sisters. We didn't even have the right to get our own women pregnant and have children. All of our human rights were stripped away from us from birth into adulthood. The slave master had the authority to give us the right to sleep with our women. But most of the time, the slave masters would be sleeping with our women and putting their seed inside of our women, which created their black-faced Caucasian children, also known as the house Negroes. This action brought about the concept of the wheat and the chaff, brothers and sisters. See, the wheat is the original black man and the original black woman, and the chaff are the slave master's black-faced Caucasian children. There were two types of Negroes in so-called slavery. The field Negroes, which was the original black man and the original black woman, and the house Negroes, which are the slave master's black-faced children. They had access into the slave master's house due to they were master's children. So he trusted them due to the fact they were his biological children. See, the slave masters would not let a field Negro live inside the house due to master knew they would poison master's food and or kill him. So that was off limits for the field Negroes to live in the house. So they had no option but to live in the filth and unclean living conditions that the slave masters provided for them. Then the harsh treatment of being beaten half to death if we left the plantation as a runaway slave. So they would install that fear into us, brothers and sisters, to ensure that we do not leave the plantation and run away. And then let's not forget about how they lynched us, brothers and sisters. Yes, they were lynching us as a form of punishment if we made a mistake or we didn't follow their so-called rules and regulations, or we didn't fill their quotas by filling enough cotton from the fields into our baskets or pouches. Being lynched was a common method used on slaves. See, if you didn't obey your slave masters or the rules and regulations of the land, you will be lynched. Lynchings were primarily used to enforce white supremacy, to maintain social control, and terrorize the original black man and original black woman throughout public violence. Yes, brothers and sisters, they made it public so everyone could see. Lynchings punished perceived violations of alleged crimes or attempts to escape slavery, serving as a tool for intimidation. See, lynchings was their method and ways used to uphold the slave master's authority, especially in the Jim Crow era. Lynchings were made public to ensure everyone knew how they would be punished if they did not follow the rules of white supremacy. They would also cut off your private parts if necessary. And if necessary, they would cut off your foot so you could not run away. That was a statement made, and that statement was a force to gain authority over a slave. The slave master had their methods and ways of doing things, and their methods were sick and twisted, brothers and sisters. Now in these modern times, nowadays, we call the slave catchers policemen. And instead of them having hound dogs, they have canine dogs, brothers and sisters. So yeah, they changed the terms and they changed the ways of doing things. But it's still the same, brothers and sisters. Nothing has changed. They just upgraded their ways of doing things so we wouldn't notice. This is something to always be aware of, brothers and sisters, as they have many tactics to blindside us. Because as I said, they want to keep us dumb, deaf, dead to the knowledge of self, and blind to what is really taking place and going on right in front of our eyes. And we also had to deal with slave auctions, brothers and sisters. Yes. We had to deal with slave auctions, which was another form of human trafficking. And it was legal for them to do this. And this would break our families apart, brothers and sisters. So that was another type of horror we had to go through. Knowing that at any moment, you can be stripped away from your family and sold at an auction, brothers and sisters. Yes. Meaning you will be with your family one day or your loved ones, and then the next day you'll end up at the slave auction, sold off to another plantation, working in another cotton field. And you would never see your family ever again, brothers and sisters. So you would get no concept of what family really was, brothers and sisters. So just living in the anticipation of this was a nightmare and a great horror to the original black man and original black woman right here in America. Just thinking of that concept, brothers and sisters, hoping it was not you that they stripped away from the plantation you was currently working on. You see your family that morning, and by noon, you're at an auction being sold to another slave master and working on his plantation. So being stripped from your family, brothers and sisters, is a great horror and was always a nightmare to the original black man and original black woman right here in America, brothers and sisters. See, brothers and sisters, we made a choice, as I said earlier, to submit to these devils. But they were told not to touch us. But they did anyways. And it was an ongoing process, day and night, a living nightmare. That's why we describe this experience that we went through for 400 years as the Horrorcust. There is no justifying how we got tortured and afflicted at the hands of these devils due to the fact they were not supposed to torture and afflict us. But by us submitting to these devils, that put us under extreme pressure. And when a nation is under extreme and constant pressure, it transforms them. And it transforms them into diamonds, as I stated earlier in the presentation, brothers and sisters. The way a diamond is formed is under extreme pressure. In all actuality. See, as we submitted to God to serve the devils, our submission makes us the true Muslims due to the fact a Muslim is one who submits their entire will to God. As I stated, the devils were not supposed to touch that tree, and that tree was the original black man and original black woman right here in America. But they did anyways. And now they're under judgment for doing it, brothers and sisters. As revealed in Genesis chapter 15, verse 14. America is under judgment for what they have done to our nation. What we have to understand, brothers and sisters, is that so-called slavery, which was the Horrorcust, that transformed our nations into diamonds, was not slavery. It was the Horrorcust. And now we are tough and intelligent as can be due to the fact we were transformed. See, we have to look at what we've been through as a nation to understand our potential and see clearly where our potential can take us, brothers and sisters. The process we went through has prepared us for our birthright. Yes, we have been prepared for our birthright. And our birthright is the promised land, which is our nation's vision. And our nation's vision is the Abrahamic covenant to return home to the land God promised our nation. The so-called economic system of capitalism did not identify how they treated us during our servitude here in the Northern American wilderness at all, brothers and sisters. They called it slavery, but in reality, it was a nightmare labeled as the Horrorcust. Them devils downplayed our experience, so we would not be aware of the full capacity of what really took place to our nation. They called it slavery to cover up all of the torture, pain, and affliction that we endured during our 400-year period of servitude in America, which was a nightmare to us. We are not going to cover up these facts. We are going to expose exactly what this is called and what this economic system did to us. Yes, we was tortured and afflicted, but this process transformed us into diamonds that we are today. That does not mean we are going to downplay the experience we endured. The Horrorcust did a great damage to the original black man and original black woman right here in America, but the damage actually transformed us as we walked through the fire on a daily basis, and walking through that fire made us as a nation strong. And now we have the power to deal with anything that comes our way, brothers and sisters. That means we can take on any challenge that we endure. See, we have now been transformed into diamonds from this experience. They tortured us, afflicted us, chastised us, sodomized us, raped us, butt broken us, lynched us, burnt us alive, fed our children to alligators as alligator bait. All of the cruelties that you can think of was done to the original black man and original black woman here in America at the hands of the Caucasian white devils. And to this very day, they want us to forget about it, saying it wasn't so bad. They want us to think and believe that our experience was not so bad, brothers and sisters. According to their story, it was just slavery. But we endured this nightmare day and night for 400 years plus right here in the Northern American wilderness. That means 4 generations, brothers and sisters, of this went on. Meaning our great-grandparents, our grandparents, our mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunties, uncles, cousins, and us, we all endured this that is labeled the Horrorcust. This was the 1619 Project. See, the devils used our energy to produce their economic system, brothers and sisters, that we do not want no parts of. What we want is our own land and to get away from these devils and their black-faced children, which are the house Negroes. Them devils, they make all the laws in America and break all the laws when it does not fit into their agendas. And their laws are against us and killing our people and putting them in harm's way on a daily basis and putting our people in the jail systems and in the prison systems, brothers and sisters. So why would we want to stay in America and take part in what they want for us? See, the original black man and original black woman here in America are labeled 3/5 of a human in the Constitution, meaning we are below animals, brothers and sisters. We are not even considered a human being in the American Constitution. So again, why would we want to stay in America? We have to keep asking ourselves that, brothers and sisters, until we get it clear and have a clear understanding in our mind. See, we want to cut ties with America and leave America and never return to the land of our imprisonment and oppression. We have a vision, and our vision, as stated earlier, is the Abrahamic covenant to return home to our promised land, Arabia. Our nation, which is the original black man and original black woman right here in America, we are on a temporary stay here in America and soon to exit. Not years from now. I'm talking about this year, 2026, brothers and sisters. We will fulfill the Abrahamic covenant. We must understand a people without a vision will perish. And that is exactly what these devils want. They want us to perish. They don't want us to ever wake up from this American dream, brothers and sisters. Because the so-called American dream is just a dream. It's not a vision. And like I said earlier, a people without a vision, they perish, brothers and sisters. So after they used and abused us for 400 years, even though we benefited from these devils torturing and afflicting us, it all worked out to benefit us in the end, due to we was transformed into diamonds, brothers and sisters. And that's what we currently are to this day. And we have to realize that. See, this transformation prepared us to make our exit out of America and to return home to our promised land, which is Arabia, brothers and sisters. I'm going to read it to you again because this is our vision and only vision. The American dream, which is the gravitational vortex that's eating us alive and killing us on a daily basis, that is not a vision. That's a dream they have us sleep in, brothers and sisters. So let's get right into our vision again as a reminder. Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. In that day, God made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. If you take a look on the map, brothers and sisters, that land is Arabia. That's our land, brothers and sisters. That's our birthright and our reward for going through the 400 years of the Horrorcust right here in the Northern American wilderness. And as I said earlier, we are here in America on a temporary stay, brothers and sisters, because we are going home, brothers and sisters, and we're going home nice and strong. So as I come before you, I'm going to leave you in the peaceful greetings of Assalamu alaikum. It's your brother Ameer Yusuf.